hear me? I thought we were like
on the air right now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, guys. Thanks for tuning in to The Extra Point. I'm really excited tonight. We finally have a full house on the panel. Joining me on the panel today is Matthew, Zach, Anderson, and Willie. We're going to be going through college football, NFL, and even talk about some MLB at the end. So, Clemson just got off their bye, they're rested up, and are ready to take on their biggest game by far of the season so far this year, Notre Dame, College Game Day. What do you guys think is the number one key that Clemson has to do to win this game?
Definitely limit turnovers. Deshaun Watson's going to have to can't throw 2 interceptions like he did against Louisville. The defense is going to have to make stops. Deshaun Kaiser, Will Fuller, and C.J. Precise, they're dangerous for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I agree with you. Deshaun he can't play how he did against Louisville. They're a pretty good defense, and Notre Dame's is even better. So he can't be throwing 2 interceptions, I think it was. Wayne Gallman's got to have a big game. We got to depend on our running game. We got to get a lot of screen passes out because that's where we have a lot of success is in the screen game. That's what I think.
I think Deshaun's going to need some help. It's not going to all be on him. He's going to need some help from the running backs, receivers, tight ends, even O-line. And, the defense is going to have to, like you said, defense is going to have to do a good job against Kaiser, Precise, and Fuller.
I mean, I'm going to disagree with all you guys. I don't think it's really going to be quarterback play as much as it's going to be Death Valley. I think it's going to be the MVP if Clemson wants to win. Notre Dame hasn't really played any huge games in a packed house like this. It's going to be full house for us. Clemson has not lost a home game in 11 straight.
Florida State.
In about 2 years, but 11 straight games at home. They have not lost a game. So I think that's going to be the deciding factor. We're gonna pack the house. It's going to be a great game. Death Valley, I think, is going to be the difference maker. 2 great teams going at it, and honestly, I think home field advantage is going to win this game for us.
Sadly, the last loss was on College Game Day, though, against Florida State, so hopefully that doesn't come back to get us. But both teams, obviously Notre Dame and Clemson, have some injuries. Who do you think is more crippled by their injuries, Notre Dame or Clemson? And explain some of those injuries to us.
I think the injury of Mike Williams will still hurt us a little bit, but we've gotten on track more. We know how to play without him. Notre Dame having to start Deshaun Kaiser, he's played I think 2 games since the injury, but he still hasn't been in, like you said, a place like Death Valley, so that'll affect him a lot. So I think Notre Dame probably still has the disadvantage with injuries.
I don't really see either team with a true disadvantage. Both teams have been playing through their injuries. Quarterback Deshaun Kaiser, he's been playing some games. So I don't think the injury to Malik Zaire is really going to affect them. And we've been playing pretty good without Mike Williams so far.
Yeah, we too deep is for sure, our motto again this year. Mike Williams goes down, and we haven't really seen a huge effect on him. Artavis stepped up, and Ray McLeod. You name it, Kane. We've had guys step up. But honestly, I do think the injury to Malik, Notre Dame's starting quarterback coming into the season, was big time for Notre Dame. You look at all good NFL teams, all good college teams. Who's the best player on the best team? Most likely it's going to be the quarterback and the defense. And Malik went down. That's your quarterback. Kaiser is, going to be a bright-eyed, big-eyed guy, not knowing what to expect going into a huge game like Clemson, going to be on game day, prime time, packed house, like I said earlier. I honestly do think that's going to take effect, and if he doesn't let the pressure get to him, it's going to be a good game. But honestly, I think that the pressure might mount up a little bit if Clemson can get out to an early lead, and if Kaiser throws a pick or two, it could be all downhill for Notre Dame, and Clemson could definitely come out on top.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a packed house this week. I heard Sweeney actually say earlier this week, he said, I couldn't even get Jesus a ticket to this game. So that shows how crazy it is. He said people he hasn't talked to in 20 years have been hitting him up for a ticket to this game. So it's definitely going to be exciting. But we actually just got past a pretty exciting weekend in college football. Georgia Tech, LSU, Utah, Oregon. There were some great games out there. What do you think was the most surprising game from the weekend, and why?
Probably the upset to Georgia Tech. I don't think anybody saw Duke upsetting Georgia Tech, and they won by they won pretty handily by 14 points. So to me, in my opinion, I think that was the biggest surprise over the weekend. A quiet weekend in college football, in my opinion.
I think the biggest surprise to me, at least, was Utah beating Oregon, and not just beating, like destroying them, 62-20. I mean, Oregon's been a powerhouse for football for the last 5 years, the longest that I could, or at least for what I can remember. And now they're unranked, getting beat by Utah, who's a pretty good team. But I didn't expect them to get beat by Utah by 40 points, 42 points.
Did you expect Oregon to lose to Ohio State as bad as they did in the national championship?
I did not, but
Exactly. I mean, that's just America right there. Oregon plays nobody. They're in the Pac-10. I mean, they're an awful. I mean, they're a good program. You know, they got good jerseys and they're sponsored by Nike and they're very flashy and everything like that. But year in, year out, the last time I remember Oregon winning a big bowl game was against I think Michigan State in the Rose Bowl like 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, Oregon is constantly overrated, and I'm glad to see that they're finally not ranked. I'm glad to see that they got their butt kicked by Utah.
I definitely have to go with LSU barely getting by Syracuse, 34-24. I didn't see that coming. I thought LSU would blow Syracuse out. Leonard Fournette still had a big game though, 26 carries, 244 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's something special in college football.
Yeah, while we're talking about Leonard Fournette, let's go a little bit deeper into that. I mean, you asked me before the show here is like who does Leonard Fournette compare to? And I honestly think it's AP back in AP's prime.
Oklahoma.
I mean, Fournette is unreal. I mean, he's a one-of-a-kind talent. I mean, you just look at highlights from him, and he is unreal. He didn't have the best freshman campaign last year, but this year he's really breaking out, and he's really showing people why he was compound. He's really just showing people why he's a highly touted prospect, and he's going to be a huge guy coming in the NFL.
My favorite game personally, actually, over the weekend, sorry to cut you off, was how about the Florida versus Tennessee game? What do you guys think about that? That was insane.
Yeah, Florida got the win. They're undefeated right now. They actually moved into the rankings. I think they're right at 25.
Yeah, 25.
So, yeah, they have a big game. I think they play Mizzou this week, I believe. Or they play some. No, Ole Miss.
South Carolina plays
It's
Mizzou.
Ole Miss. Yeah, they play Ole Miss. That'll be a good matchup. They're gonna have to stop Laquan Treadwell and Chad Kelly. And that'll be a good game.
It's going to be a great game.
It's going to be a real big test for them, so we'll see what they're made of.
And how about the other team a little bit south of University of Florida? Miami is undefeated this year. They haven't been tested yet, but do you guys think they could be a force in the SEC? And, especially with Georgia Tech kind of struggling right now, maybe they could take the Coastal and play the winner of Clemson versus Florida State in the ACC title game.
No, I don't think Miami's going to amount to anything. ACC is kind of depressed me this year. I thought Georgia Tech was going to be a little bit better, and I still think that Georgia Tech is a very good team. Just going back to the Georgia Tech and Notre Dame game, that was a very good game, very quality game there. It could have went either way. But that was a great game. Georgia Tech is still up there. Just because they got upset by Duke doesn't mean that they're any less of a team. It's just every team's allowed to have a bad game. People kind of overreact big time. Yeah. I mean, they see Duke come in and beat Georgia Tech. That doesn't make Georgia Tech not a good team. I think Georgia Tech's still a very quality team. ACC could be a little bit better. Louisville's been very unlucky. Just losing 3 of their first 4 games. I think Louisville's a little bit better than what they've played like these last 4 games. I do think the ACC is decent, but I don't think Miami's gonna stand a chance.
Yeah, if you would have asked me, actually, going back to Georgia Tech, I think even I said in maybe show 1 or 2 of this year, I was like, I kind of think Tech might beat Notre Dame, and then that we might lose game day. And I mentioned maybe Clemson versus Georgia Tech would be game day. I think I did end up saying that on a show, and man, was I wrong. Like Georgia Tech already taking 2 losses, Notre Dame, still undefeated. So, but here's the thing, just history repeats itself. So I'm definitely still not comfortable for that Georgia Tech versus Clemson game coming up in a couple weeks. It's definitely going to be a hard fight. But what do you guys, besides the Clemson game, of course, what kind of games are you guys tuning into this week while you're tailgating? Maybe you got Alabama, Georgia, like we talked about, Ole Miss versus Florida. What's your number 1 game this weekend?
Definitely Alabama versus Georgia. We'll have to see how Alabama bounces back from losing to Ole Miss. That'll be interesting. Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, 2 very good running backs going at it.
Candidates
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to say Alabama, Georgia. Like, I was scared that was actually going to be game day because of how much the sports world is biased towards the SEC. I was afraid it wasn't going to be at Clemson. I thought it was going to be at Alabama for like the second time in 3 weeks. I'm glad it wasn't. But yeah, that'll be a huge game, as you said.
Honestly, I mean, I know this isn't the answer to your question, but I'm really focused on the Clemson Notre Dame game.
Agreed.
I'm really excited.
That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, overall, I agree with you there. I honestly don't think that this week is very loaded with games. I mean, there's I don't think the Florida game is going to be a big game. I think maybe the only other big game is going to be, like you said, Alabama and Georgia, and I don't even think that's going to be that good of a game. This is one of Alabama's worst teams in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Georgia isn't as good as what I thought they're going to be. I mean, Chubb is a phenomenal running back, and he showed that last year. In week 1 against us, unfortunately, but he's a quality guy. But I don't think Georgia's that good. I don't think Alabama's as good as what. They've been the last couple of years. So, I mean, Clemson, Notre Dame, that's the game on my mind. That's the only game I'm really going to pay attention to this Saturday, obviously.
Who do you think Lee Corso, what helmet is he putting on this weekend? He's been known to kind of pick against Clemson, at least in the last couple of years. Do you think he's going to pick Clemson for this game, or is he going with Notre Dame?
I'm not sure.
He's unpredictable.
I'm going to go with Clemson.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. Another thing, I think I kind of have to disagree with you, Anderson, on the Florida versus Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I think Ole Miss is going to get the win, but it's going to be closer than you think. That just smells like a trap game to me. Just like how, because Ole Miss, I'm still not sold on the whole like them being like one of the best teams in the nation. Sure, they did beat Alabama, but they still have like a little bit more to prove in my book. But we just got through, of course, another weekend of the NFL with some great games. What was your favorite game that you saw over the weekend?
My favorite game was the Panthers and Saints. I mean, it was Luke McCown. It was the backup quarterback. Drew Brees couldn't play. It was closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought the Panthers were going to win by at least a touchdown or 2 touchdowns. And it took Josh Norman getting the game-winning interception in the end zone. It was really close. That was my favorite game.
My favorite game, to be honest, wasn't really a good game at all, but it was the Packer game on Sunday night. Aaron Rodgers came to play. They really answered some questions for me when Jordy Nelson went down in the offseason or in the preseason. I really wasn't sure how good the Green Bay was going to be. Their defense is aging. Losing a huge receiver like Jordy is a huge hurt to them. And Aaron Rodgers has thrown 10 touchdown passes.
It's insane.
With no interceptions, and this is the first time I think since Peyton Manning did it in 2013. I think Peyton Manning had 12. Peyton Manning had 12 touchdowns in 2013. So Green Bay is bouncing back. I mean, they're not letting the Jordy Nelson injury get to them, which is awesome to see. And honestly, I think the Packers are going to be even better than what I thought they were going to be this year.
And I remember last week you asked us what games were we looking into coming into the week, and I said that the Bengals and the Ravens was the game that I was looking forward to, and I think it lived up to it. My pick was wrong. I had the Ravens winning that game. I thought they would, get going, but the Bengals actually took it. It was actually a really interesting game. Like towards the end in the fourth quarter, they kept going back and forth with some really, really crazy plays. And the Bengals I think they really stepped up to the plate, and they're 3-0. You got Andy Dalton playing really well. AJ Green's playing really well. Their running back, their running game is kind of bouncing back and forth between Jeremy Hill and Giovanni Bernard. But the offense is looking really good. The defense is playing really good.
I noticed you didn't mention anything about the Cowboys. Do you have anything to say about that game?
The Cowboys broke my heart this week. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, I'll let you off the hook for that one. You guys mentioned.
No, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Cowboys.
Look,
Let's talk about the Cowboys.
Look, we were up 28-14.
Yeah,
we had a
what happened
14-point lead.
Second half.
What happened
Then
after the
going into the second half, we gave up a field goal, and the Falcons had it was a 28-17 game going into halftime.
And what happened after that?
You let a no-name running
Brandon,
back
no.
run all over you.
Let me tell you what happened.
What was the final score? That's
Hold
what
up.
I'm looking for.
Listen,
I forgot.
they
Jog
were
my
held
memory.
Stop. This
Was
is
it?
what happened. You want to know what happened? Julio Jones happened. That's what happened. We couldn't stop him.
Devontae
Freeman.
If only we had an analyst.
He's too strong.
I knew he was going to bring it up.
If only we had an analyst who I think week 1 of the show, said Julio Jones is going to have a great year and is going to, have a great game against the Cowboys. If only that happened.
I mean, if you're doubting it's Julio Jones, you're going to be wrong. I mean, he's obviously going to have really good season.
In the first half, we were doing a
He
pretty
hasn't
good
had as
job
good of a
on
season
him.
yet.
Yeah,
This is the best season
I got to
he's
give
had
it to him. He
by
did call that.
By far.
So
I
who's your
think
guys' top
statistically,
receivers?
Top
right now?
receiver Julio Jones is is number one. Julio Jones is going to remain number one. He's going to stay number one. I think.
I disagree.
No,
I
don't.
Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is
No.
dangerous.
Antonio Brown is dangerous. He was awesome last year. He's still dangerous. Don't get me wrong, but he's not going to be as good as Julio Jones this year. I think that AJ Green is going to be better than Antonio Brown this year.
Oh,
AJ Green-
that's ridiculous.
Nah.
AJ Green had 227 yards.
No.
You look
Not
So,
Antonio
all right, so
Brown.
Steve Smith,
Not
what about
Antonio
him? He had a
Brown.
big game too.
Not Antonio
What about
Brown.
Ben
Steve Smith?
Roethlisberger's out for 6 weeks. How can you say that Antonio Brown?
Michael Vick has a strong
Antonio Brown
arm.
is still
All right,
going
Michael
Vick
Vick,
has a
dude,
strong
yes,
arm.
10
Brown's
years
gonna put
ago, that I would have agreed with you. Okay, 10 years ago I would have, but now no. This is 2015. All right, Antonio Brown is a deadly receiver. Don't get me wrong; he's still in my top 5 receivers.
Okay.
Not number
Where is he
one.
in your top 5? He
Yeah,
has to at
where
least be in your
exactly
top
is he?
3.
I said he's top 5. I don't know about top 3. Let's go. Let's.
You don't think
Oh,
top
man.
three?
Julio
No,
Jones.
man.
I'll go Julio Jones. I'll go AJ Green. I'll go OBJ just because.
OBJ. Oh
OBJ's a
man,
dog. All right.
you're with the hype, man.
Yeah.
You're with the hype.
You're with that one
You're with
guy.
the hype.
All right. I'm going OBJ, like I said.
All right.
There is no way in the world Odell Beckham
I'm
is
gonna give some,
better than
I'm gonna
Antonio
give some
Brown.
Philadelphia
No,
fans out
there's
there. Jordan
no.
Matthews. I'm gonna go out with him.
Oh my goodness. Oh
I'm
my
gonna go.
goodness.
Are you?
Oh
I'm
my
gonna go.
goodness.
Let's go. I'm gonna go Travis Benjamin on the Cleveland Browns.
No.
I'm
Now
gonna
it's just
go.
bias.
I'm gonna go.
Hey, put Terrence Williams
I'm gonna go
on there.
Calvin Johnson
Put
with
Terrence
6.
Williams on there.
I'm gonna go Johnny Manziel at 7. I'm
He's
gonna
been
go.
quarterback with it.
No, Antonio
Oh,
Brown.
man.
I'd say Antonio Brown is number 3 behind AJ Green.
Yeah,
and,
Okay.
I was hoping
and-
you were too.
Yeah, and Julio Jones. No, I'm definitely not
Okay,
serious. Jordan,
okay.
Jordan Matthews and everything. One of the producers here is a huge Philadelphia fan, so I had to get that out there.
You're right.
Yo, I heard you guys throw Roethlisberger's name in there and Michael Vick. So he's out for 6 weeks. How bad is that going to hurt the Steelers? And do you think Mike Vick can kind of handle the load for the offense?
Well, I really don't think it'll hurt him too bad. Switch things up, get a new leg in there. They got Le'Veon Bell back last week, so that's going to be huge. He can catch the ball, run the ball. He can do everything in the
throw the
backfield.
ball?
No, Michael Vick's going to throw the ball.
I
And
disagree
he has a
with
very strong arm.
I disagree with
10
that.
years
What's his
I disagree
accuracy
with that.
percentage?
Michael Vick has struggled with turnovers. Now I think it's a really 50-50 thing. I don't know what to expect. I really don't know. I don't think anybody knows what to expect with Michael Vick. I know he struggled with the ball, protecting the ball or whatever. But with the offensive weapons that he has in Pittsburgh, Antonio
Exactly.
Brown,
Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell.
Name another.
you
They
know,
get Martavis Bryant
the
back.
offensive line.
They get Brian back.
I think he can go out there and he can do some good things.
Yeah.
He'll do a few good things, but they're definitely going to have to depend on the running game.
I mean, he has a
That's
similar.
good. Yeah, he'll do a few good things. I'll agree with that.
If
He'll
you
do a few
think
good
about that,
things.
he kind of has a similar mold to what he had in Philly. That
He
year.
can run.
He had a great year.
That's one thing
You know,
about
kind
Vick.
of a running back that can catch and run, and a fast receiver. In Antonio Brown. So I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will see what happens.
But they're definitely better off with Big Ben. I don't think it's one of those things. It's a small drop off.
Yeah.
It's something that can either be
It's-
a huge drop off,
Yeah.
or he can keep.
It's
the ball
funny
flowing.
because quarterback wise, playing wise, it's quite a bit of a drop off. But criminal wise, it's honestly not that big of a drop off. So I mean, hey, Pittsburgh is staying right on par with their criminal activity, which is awesome. They're not changing their game plan, so that's good news.
Oh my gosh. So the new power rankings just came out about a day or two ago. There's 7 unbeaten teams left. I believe NFL.com had the Packers at number 1. And I think maybe the Cardinals at number 2 or 3. Read off the top 5 for me. And do you guys agree with the list?
All right, so first they had the Packers, they had the Patriots second, Cardinals third, Bengals fourth, and the Broncos fifth. I think I have to disagree with that. I'll switch it up a little bit. I have the Cardinals first, the Patriots second, Green Bay third, Broncos fourth. I like Seattle at 5. I like what they can do with their full defense back.
What's yours?
Was mine?
Did you say Seattle at 5? Hold up.
Yes, Seattle at 5, even though they have a 1-2 record. I like them at 5.
Yeah, I liked them at 5 last year. Patriots are my number 1. Patriots are my number 1. They're 3-0. A year ago, they lost to the Chiefs, I think 41-14 on Monday Night Football.
Monday
And
Night
since then,
Football.
I saw the stat today on ESPN. They're 16-2. Tom Brady's back, like it or not. Tom Brady's back, and honestly, Patriots I think can go realistically or win all but 2 games. Patriots I think are the best team in the NFL, and I think that they'll probably remain that this year. But number 2 I think is the Packers. I mean they proved that Sunday night. Coming back. I think they won 38-20.
38-28.
28
24.
against the
The
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, their offense showed me what they can do without Jordan Nelson, which is pretty awesome. And then after that, I'm gonna go Broncos at 3. And And then the Cardinals at 4. I'm not a huge fan of the Cardinals, but they're playing extremely well. I can't really pick against the team that scored 126 points in the first 3 games. But I mean, and then after that, number 5, I think the Panthers defense is hard to deny. I mean, Panthers defense is unreal. They're 3-0. They're an undefeated team right now. I don't think that they're going to go undefeated the rest of the season. But I mean, they can lose 4, 5, maybe 6 games, and I think their division is extremely easy. I think they're going to easily win the division, and they're going to be a team to reckon with in the playoffs for sure.
All right, I agree with you. Top 2, I got Pats and Packers. Both of them, or especially Patriots,
In that order?
dominating. Yeah, Pats first, Packers second. They're both dominating. I got Cardinals 3rd, and I got the Bills 4th. I took the Bengals out. I mean, the Bengals, they're always 3-0, 4-0. They're always have a wonderful record in the regular season, but then once the playoffs start, 0-3 for the last 3 years. I still don't trust them.
So Zach, you had the Patriots first as well.
No, I had the Patriots second. I had the Cardinals first.
Oh, okay. So I disagree with all of y'all. I have the Packers first. Aaron Rodgers, best quarterback in the NFL, probably the MVP through this point in the season.
Okay.
I have the Patriots second. Tom Brady, like you said, he's back. I'm not a believer in the Patriots defense though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to hold up throughout the season. I think eventually it's going to catch up with them. And I don't see them making a deep playoff run this year. I got the Cardinals 3rd. They're playing really well. You can't really argue with it. The Broncos 4th. I kind of want to change that and put the Broncos 3rd. I really like what I'm seeing from the Broncos defense. And with Peyton Manning at quarterback, your offense is eventually going to get going.
Just one thing about that running back. They got to find a running game.
They gotta find
Once they find a
game.
running game, they're good.
And they got to find a
set.
running game. And I saw this stat on ESPN today too.
It's that zone running, I think it is.
Just
With
for
Gary Kubiak.
Peyton Manning took 4 snaps under center in this week.
Kubiak
in
gave him the
week,
keys to the offense.
Yeah,
right
in
there.
week 1 and 2, he had 55 snaps under center. And he had 29 snaps from the pistol this week, and in weeks 1 and 2, he only had 1 snap combined in the pistol. So like they're still trying to find the offense that best fits the Broncos, and that kind of scares me. But Peyton Manning is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. I'm sure no matter where you go, under center in the pistol, I'm sure he's going to do just fine.
And something we've seen with the Broncos is usually their offense that's better than the defense, but this year is the defense being better than the offense right now.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So definitely,
Which
I
is a good
think
sign. Great sign.
definitely, when they get that offense figured out, they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah, definitely.
But 5th on my list, I have the Bengals. But after thinking about it,
Thank God.
what's the difference between
Clearly, you didn't think about it.
what's the difference between the Bengals and the Falcons?
It both
Well, the
suck.
Falcons. No, oh my gosh!
doesn't exist.
Wait, hold on! Time out! Hey,
not
so
there.
how can you guys are still like downing the Falcons, but they've actually played legit teams and gotten like real quality wins.
Exactly.
Like they're not like a Panthers undefeated team.
Oh,
they they have earned their wins.
No, yeah, they definitely came out hot. All right, they definitely came out hot, but I just don't see them amounting to anything. I mean, their run game's decent. Their run game is
at best,
decent
at best.
At best. I mean, they Devontae, what's
Devontae
Even off
Freeman,
Devontae
yeah.
Freeman.
Yeah, Devontae Freeman. Hey, now he had a great week last week.
Yeah.
Great week last week, but I just don't see him, keeping that
Doing
up.
that
Julio
again,
Jones, obviously.
Well, they're not going to play the Cowboys.
He's
every
the
week.
best. He's the best receiver in my
You're
mind.
right.
He's the best receiver in my mind. But I'm not sold on the Falcons yet. Give it a couple more weeks, I might change my opinion. I'm not going to stick to saying that the Falcons suck. I mean, they obviously don't suck.
Well, how do you have the Panthers 5th on your list though?
Panthers fifth. Their defense is
they have no
their
weapons.
defense-
They have no
their defense is-
weapons,
their
though.
defense
Wait, do you think the
has been one of
You think the
best
Panthers are going to take the
defense-
NFC South?
Oh, definitely, no question.
Oh my gosh,
The
foolish.
Panthers defense has been one of the best defenses in the last couple of years. Anchored by
Their offense starts and ends
Kuechly.
with Cam Newton though.
Their
Yeah,
offense starts
they
and
have
ends
no
with-
offense.
Starts
All
and
right,
they
okay,
have no
where's
offense.
can't do it the whole
where does the
season.
offense start and end in Green Bay? Starts and ends with Aaron Rodgers. Where does it end in start and end
They
in?
have Cobb and
No,
Eddie
no,
Lacy.
no, no.
Eddie Lacy is
Yeah,
dangerous.
Cobb.
Everything-
Eddie Lacy is dangerous.
Everything goes
The
through
Panthers-
Aaron
the
Rodgers.
Panthers don't have a running
They have a
back like
defense
Eddie
offensive.
Lacy.
They have a decent offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that I do agree
Offensive
with.
line is a little patchy. I agree.
Yeah, a little
Exactly.
bad.
It's
pretty
horrible.
bad. It's really bad.
The
I mean,
offense.
you
The
get-
offense is Cam Newton.
The offense is Cam Newton.
It's Cam
The
Newton.
offense is Cam Newton.
And
The
Greg
offense-
Olsen. And Greg Olsen. That's it.
Okay, the offense in Green Bay is mainly Aaron Rodgers and
There's a
Randall Cobb.
difference between
Okay.
mainly and something being only.
You have to
somebody.
include
Hey,
Eddie
hey,
Lacy in
man,
that,
I'm not saying the
Jonathan,
Panthers. I'm not saying the
watch
Panthers
now.
are as good as the Packers. If I said the
Yeah.
Panthers are as good as the Packers, I'd put them number 2 above the Packers. But
Okay.
I didn't.
But this
You're
is
right.
an offensive league. You score points in this league to win games.
I do. What's that saying though? Offense wins
Defense
games.
wins
Defense
championships.
Wins championships.
Championships.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Glad we got that straight now. And the Panthers have a really good defense. So that's what I'm saying. Panthers are number 5 strictly because they're good defense, and Cam Newton is a playmaker. You cannot disagree with that. No matter, I don't care if it's 1 on 11 and Cam Newton's the one. Okay, he is a playmaker.
Yeah,
he will
he
make
makes
something
plays,
happen.
yeah.
He's a cocky guy. He loves winning. He will do something. All right.
And they got one of the
It's
most
taking
underrated
everything out of
quarterbacks
him.
in
You
the
got-
league, Josh Norman.
You got Cam running the ball over 10 times a game.
Oh, now that's definitely going to catch up
Yeah,
to him coming in the
exactly.
later
That's
weeks.
what I'm saying.
Definitely catching up to
They
him.
did
But for
everything
right now, power rankings are all about right now. Panthers are the 5th best team in the NFL, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay. I can't wait in a couple weeks when they actually play people to prove you wrong. We're going to stop with all that talk. Okay, so we're 4 weeks into football right now. So teams have gotten tested. They've done well. Some teams are still undefeated. I want you guys to give me grades on some players. We played this game, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. Give me some grades with your whiteboards. A, B, C, D on these teams or players. Okay, we're going to start with the first one. I want you guys all to write it and reveal them at the same time, okay? So the first team is Alabama, Crimson Tide. What do they get on their exam? And reveal it. You guys can go ahead.
Yeah, tell us. Can you see this?
Oh man,
Is
I
that
can't
too
see it.
bright?
Okay, so Matthew's got the C. Oh my gosh,
got a-
Anderson needs to get off the panel right now. I don't even respect his opinion.
I swear to God.
He's got the Panthers
Let
at
me
number
explain.
5.
Let me explain after it's my turn, of course, because I'm a fair man. We can start with somebody else, but I'm gonna explain this.
Okay, Matthew, go
I'll go
ahead.
ahead. I mean, Alabama, I expected them to be, dominant Alabama, Nick Saban era, up there, like top 5. They haven't been like horrible. That's why I gave them a C. I didn't give them an F like Anderson did because they're still number 13. They haven't completely dropped off the map. They're still a very respectable team. So that's why I gave them a C. Obviously, they're not living up to expectations. So.
You were just Anderson. You were just talking about how good Ole Miss was earlier, and that's
No,
their
I
only
wasn't.
loss. Yeah, you
No,
were talking
what?
about Florida versus Ole Miss.
I swear to God, I'm going on YouTube after this show, and I'm gonna look. I did not think that I said
No,
that.
he said.
I called you out on it. I was like, hey,
I
don't
said it
sleep on
wasn't going to
Florida.
be a good game. I said I was not looking for it. I don't think Ole Miss is that good. For any team that can jump from, I think, 15
15 to 3, yeah.
No
That
way.
was crazy,
No way.
yeah.
Ole Miss is not
Exactly.
that good. No way.
Why'd
No
you
way.
put?
You're putting words in my mouth.
All right,
or
go ahead,
over there?
Zach. Go ahead, Zach.
I went with B. They lose one game, and everybody just gives up hope. I'm not going to give up hope on them. I think they're still a pretty good team. Derrick Henry and their other running back, they're really good. And once they figure out their quarterback situation, they're going to be fine. So they can continue to win games in the SEC West. They're going to make it out still. They still have a chance.
All right, we're gonna skip Anderson and go on to Willie. No,
Horse,
just kidding. Go ahead.
man, oh man.
I mean, it's the same thing Matthew and Zach said.
The Pope left the United
They
States. already.
they lost
He
one
was no
game. They haven't been horrible. They played a pretty close game with Ole Miss, so you can't give them an F.
Yes.
I'm interested.
Sure,
I'm
so
interested,
can.
I'm interested in
They
your
were
reason
unranked. You
why.
could give them.
Is it my turn, Horse?
Please
All right,
explain.
go ahead, Anderson.
Yes, please explain yourself, please.
All right, I will
Without
explain
further
this.
delay.
All right, now I am judging Alabama, not to teams like Bowling Green, not to teams like Northern Illinois. I'm comparing teams. I'm comparing Alabama to teams like Alabama. Now, if I said
Wait, what?
this in March, where's Alabama going to be ranked after the first 3 games? Where would you guys have said? Would you guys have said 12?
Probably
Don't lie to me.
not. No.
Where would you have
I
said?
wouldn't.
Top 3.
Top 5.
I would have said
Top
like
5,
top
top
five.
3.
Yeah.
Thank you. Are they in the top 3? Are they in the top 5?
No.
No, they are not. So, now that sounds like they're failing to me. And what grade do you give people or teams that are failing?
It's
Yeah,
still
well,
early
You
in the
don't
season.
give them
It's still
B's.
early in the
You don't
season,
give.
though.
Hey. What was the question? What was the question? Now, what do you rank so far? What do you rank Alabama so far? So far. Yes, I realize it's early in the season, and this grade's not going to be an F at the end of the season, unless, of course, they're unranked. But right now, Alabama is failing expectations. They're a top 3 program. They're the best program in college football. I mean, just going back years, and Nick Saban's an awesome coach. Yeah. I mean, but they're not living up to standards. They're number 12. They're losing games that they should not lose. They're not that good of a team, in my opinion, as teams in year past. Like I said earlier in the show, that's why I'm giving them an F. Now, do you guys disagree with me so much?
Not so much.
Thank you.
Still
so
All right,
much, but
hey,
still a little bit,
so
yeah.
speaking of failures, the Ravens are 0-3.
get that
Give me what's the Ravens GPA right now? What do you give them?
You said the Ravens?
The Ravens.
Sorry.
Ravens. Okay.
Ravens? I'm a Browns fan, so I'm kind of biased.
He's gonna be biased.
Just like me against the Falcons.
All right,
Let's see.
This is is a hard one.
I could never be a teacher. This is so hard.
I know. I don't. What to give the Ravens?
That's an ugly ass beat.
Oh, I got that. You got that right?
Yeah, I got it. All right. Put him a little closer. It's a little bright.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we've got Matthew with a B minus, Zach with a C, Anderson with a B minus, and Willie with an
Oh,
F.
y'all out of y'all mind.
Yo, Willie, Willie, kick it off.
Why'd you put an F?
We're talking.
Why'd you put an F?
We're talking about the Ravens.
Yes, we're talking about the Ravens.
Yo, hey.
We're talking about the 0-3
Hey.
Baltimore Ravens, right?
Yep, Willie,
They haven't
kick
won
it
a
off.
game. How can you give them a grade higher than the C if they haven't won a single game?
Have you not seen what Steve Smith has done? Joe Flacco has done? They played good teams.
What has it produced?
They've played good teams.
What has it produced?
Who have they played?
Fight.
They played the
Fight.
Broncos
What
and they
has
played
it
the
produced?
Bengals. Come on
What
now.
has it produced?
Start swinging.
L's.
Start swinging.
Exactly.
Start
That's my
swinging.
point. How
They,
many
they,
wins?
they played
How many
good
wins?
teams though.
They
Look
have played
at
pretty
who
quality
they
teams.
played.
though.
They played two
What do else
playoff
get you?
teams.
What do else get you?
Nowhere, man.
Hey, I'm going to bring up the Anderson logic real quick. He said, do you think the, I'm going to ask Anderson this question. Do you think the Ravens would be 0-3 at this point? Realistically.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely. I think
No.
they're going to be 0-3 going back to this year. Going back to last year, they're an old team.
They lost a whole bunch of
You thought
weapons.
they'd be
too.
0-3?
They lost a
and
lot
that's
of
why I gave
weapons.
them a B minus because
Exactly.
they're. I mean, I didn't think they're going to be 0-3 per se, but like they're just under par. You know,
Yeah.
I thought they're going to be maybe 1-2
Yeah.
at most. So they're given a B minus. They're not doing awful. And once again, I'm comparing the Ravens. to
Would
the
you say
Ravens.
under par is a B or a failure?
No. I'm saying
You said under par last time, wasn't it?
Actually,
This
I
is-
mean,
this
technically,
was-
I don't
this
think
was
the
something
Ravens
he was
can
looking
fail.
for, yeah.
You know, this is a pass-fail for the Ravens, and I think they pass. You know, I mean, I don't think the Ravens are that good. I don't think
Yeah.
they were gonna be this good or gonna be any good. I mean, I didn't think they were gonna be 0-3 bad, but I did think they were not gonna be this
They were
good.
either gonna, we would before the season. At this point, we would say they were going to be 2-1 or 1-2.
Yeah,
Not-
I mean-
no way you would say 0-3. They're failing.
No, I would've
The
said-
Cleveland Browns are ahead of them in the standings.
Yeah, they are.
All right, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, I went with the C. I didn't think they were going to come into this season pretty good. They lost a Lodi Nada, defensive lineman. That's big.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of weapons. James Jones, Torrey Smith,
Ray Lewis.
Ray
That's
Lewis.
Huge.
Yeah, and then Terrell Suggs went down with the injury 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
so
that's
that was
really big,
that was
yeah.
another huge loss. So their defense really only made up of C.J. Mosley and Ladarius Webb.
Hold
That's
on, I
about
have a
it.
question. You said Terrell Suggs went down with injury, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Okay. What do y'all give my Cowboys? What grade would you give them? They're failing, right?
Yeah, they're. I mean,
I would probably
Hold
give them.
up, now. Hold up. Are they failing?
I'll probably
They're
give
not
them a B,
failing.
probably a B or a C.
You give us a B or
I
a
give
C?
I give
I
them
will
a C.
give.
I give them a C.
I did not think the Cowboys were gonna be this good this year, or are gonna be that good this year.
Right.
So I'd give them a C. I'll give them a C, but because it's you, I'll give them an F. Just because it's the Cowboys
Okay.
and you're a fan of the Cowboys.
Okay.
What do you think, Matthew?
Okay, I gave them a B minus. Obviously, I thought they were going to be 2-1. I still thought they were pretty good. They still had some stuff left in the tank, except they didn't-
Barely.
Yeah, I mean, who's the rookie receiver that they have?
He hasn't even
Rashawn
played.
Perriman.
He
Yeah,
hasn't
I
played.
thought he was going to be playing, so I thought they were going to have somebody else to throw it to alongside Steve Smith. I didn't think Terrell Suggs was going to get injured. They
Marlon
obviously
Brown is a
lost.
Steve
disappointment.
Smith got cut by the Panthers last year.
Yeah, that was-
he did
that
have
was
he
ridiculous.
did have
I
a
don't
couple
know- I don't
he
know
did
why
have a
they
couple
did
good
that.
games. But I mean, he's getting old. How old is he? Like 35, 36?
I mean,
He's
he
still
is, but did you
producing.
see what he did
He's
last
still
week?
producing.
Did you see
yes,
what he
he's
did
still
last
producing.
week?
producing. He's still producing, but you cannot expect him to do this, one, for the length of the
So-
season, and two, for seasons to
So
come.
are you glad the Panthers got rid of him?
I think it was a wise move to get rid of him.
No,
I honestly do.
no,
I
absolutely
mean,
not.
looking
No
back,
way.
if because Calvin Benjamin went down, they could use obviously Steve Smith. But going back, Calvin Benjamin's still healthy. That is a good move. I mean, Calvin Benjamin was going to be the go-to guy. Greg Olsen was going to be the other go-to guy.
So Steve
I
Smith
mean,
couldn't have been a slot receiver?
Yeah. That would've been
alongside
dangerous.
you
Calvin
got
That would've been a
Funches. You got
dangerous
Funches in there.
combination.
Funches
They're not
is,
using
He has
Funches at all.
size.
yeah.
He's not Steve Smith. Come on now.
Okay. Steve Smith. Okay, Steve Smith isn't Steve Smith. Steve Smith is not the same Steve Smith he was.
That Steve Smith situation was something that we always see in football, where they've had their franchise player for over 10 years,
Yeah,
and they just
Paul
cut bait
Pierce
with them.
in the
It
NBA.
happens all the time.
Paul Pierce.
That's what I think that situation was.
It was time for a
It
new
was just-
look.
yeah, it was just
I mean,
time.
it definitely.
That's all it was.
100%.
No.
All right, so wrapping up the grades, we're going to end it off with a person this time, Eli Manning. So he had a struggle kind of in the beginning of the season, but what do you give him at this moment in time? What's his grade?
I ain't showing my grade, so you guys can make fun of me.
Hey, and actually keep it concealed until
going to.
it's your turn to talk about it. All right. So first, Willie, why don't you reveal yours?
This is C. He's been average. I mean, what else can I say?
Wait, let me make mine.
What about you, Anderson? I know writing isn't your strong suit. Still
Writing's
learning
not my
this.
strong suit. I'm a business major, okay? You see that right there, boy?
That's an A.
That's an A. That is an A. That's an A. That's an A. You're looking at me like that shouldn't be an A, but that's
It shouldn't be an A.
That's an A. That's an A right there.
Explain to us the
And,
yeah.
and now, can you repeat the question one more time just so the audience can refresh your memory?
I said at this moment in time, you also have to take into
No.
consideration.
That's not what I asked.
Just
State
state the question.
the question.
Okay, at this moment in time, what grade do you give Eli Manning?
Thank you. I give him an A, obviously. Now, let me hear me out here. Once again, you guys are going to be agreeing with me by the end of this. I promise you, this is better than the Alabama argument. This point last season, how many interceptions did Eli have?
A lot.
4. He had 4 through 3 games. How many does he have this year?
1, 2,
That's a big
0.
that's a goose egg. That's a goose egg right there, and 108 attempts.
Oh, yeah.
You tell me that anybody who can go from 4 interceptions in this point, granted, okay, the Giants are 1-2, but the question wasn't what's the grade for the Giants. The question was, what is the grade for Eli Manning? And Eli Manning had an awful year last year, interception-wise. Okay, yeah, he did have a pretty good number of touchdowns, but he had an awful year interception-wise. And this year, coming into that was one of my biggest things. When I looked at Eli Manning, I was like, I don't even know how many interceptions he has. He has 0 interceptions to 108 attempts. Granted, it's not Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he doesn't have 10 touchdowns to go along with that. Put your hand down.
Wait,
I'm not done.
we gotta say before you get rebuttal.
I have to chip into this.
All right, sure. I mean,
All right, go
that's
ahead.
why I give him an A, because he's overwhelmingly proven that he is still a relevant quarterback in the league, and he's having a great season. By quarterback standards, not by team standards. Difference there. All right, but that's why I gave him an A.
All right, I went with the C.
C.
Quarterback standards. He didn't finish the job against the Cowboys for one. Costly 3rd and goal. Incomplete the pass.
Is it Marshawn Lynch's fault that they didn't win the Super Bowl? I mean, I'm just throwing that out there.
Well,
I mean,
quarterback
Wait, you're
usually
acting like
makes
that
the
was
decisions,
his play call. Like Marshawn
Yeah.
Lynch, it wasn't his play call, but
That was
Eli
right.
Manning
That was up to
specifically
Pete
said that
Carroll. The quarterback can change the
Yeah.
play. Marshawn Lynch can't change the play.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, I agree with a little bit of Anderson. I got a B+.
That's
I was
right.
actually going to bring up the exact interception thing. He's been known to throw interceptions. I think there was a stat like he's led the league in interceptions 3 times. It's been like 2009, like in intervals too. It's like not back to back. It's like here's a time where he leads the league in interception. Then there's a nice time where he doesn't, and then another time. So I guess he's on that next span where he doesn't lead the league.
He's up and
in
down.
interceptions. He's
He has to be a little bit more
efficient.
consistent.
And with the losing, they're 1-2. So they lost. The Giants themselves lost the 4th quarter to the Falcons,
Yeah.
the Cowboys, and they beat the Redskins. I mean, like you said, the play call, 3rd and goal. He didn't choose to throw it out of the end zone. They could have easily run it if they had.
he's not the only guy.
Little
Okay,
better.
he's got 10 other guys on offense with
Yeah.
him. All
Well,
right,
if they had
you
a better
cannot say
play
that
calling.
was solely on him. Okay, he will put that on himself.
Yeah,
you know, just
yeah.
because that's the guy he is, he will take blame. But that's not all him. Okay, and you cannot put one play as the turning point or as the final outcome of a game. That was not the only way. They could have won that before that play. They could have lost it before that play.
Like
as well.
they could be 2-1. They could be 3-0.
Definitely, I
they're-
agree.
Yeah.
Now let's hear what you got to come back with.
First,
I'm not gonna listen. but
I
I'm
want to
trying
respond to your statement. You can't blame one play
You cannot.
on one player
You cannot.
for the whole game.
You cannot.
They do it to my quarterback all the time.
Okay, first of all, Romo sucks. Okay.
Oh,
He
man.
sucks.
I just don't like the Cowboys. All right, but yeah, okay, that's the media doing it to Tony Romo, but it is not Romo's fault. It is not. I mean,
Okay,
it's not solely Romo's
thank you.
fault.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah,
very-
I'm
you're
glad.
very much welcome.
I'm glad someone else.
It's
I'm
annoying
glad
when they
someone
always
else
bring it
sees
up
the
because
light.
it's not
Now I have
relevant.
another
Yeah.
question. What else has Eli Manning done other than thrown no interceptions?
I don't remember.
And since
what-
when is the quarterback position judged just by that one statistical category?
I mean, it's not judged by
Oh,
the
it's
one
not.
statistical, but Eli is always judged
He
by
gets
the
an
one
A and a B
statistical
plus for
category.
that.
He does.
What else has he done?
Well,
though?
he gave his team chance opportunities to win games 3 out of the 3 times. They were never blown out in
Yeah.
any game. They
You're
were
right.
in every single game. Like I said, they could be 2-1.
He hasn't finished the job.
finished it.
He hasn't finished the job. How many touchdowns
that's
does he
not
have?
Eli.
How many touchdowns? He's been
That's back to the
mediocre.
argument we had before.
He's
It's not
been
just
mediocre.
Eli. It's,
Show me another quarterback that has 0 interceptions and tell me that they're mediocre.
To this point in the season,
Aaron
Eli
Rodgers?
Manning has been mediocre.
Aaron Rodgers
That's why
been
he,
mediocre.
he
Exactly.
deserves a C.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers deserves a C too.
No.
You can't.
Aaron Rodgers has been,
doesn't have enough touchdowns.
amazing.
Jeez, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have 12 touchdowns. He hasn't broken Peyton Manning's record yet. That's a C at best, if anything. That's a D minus in my opinion. He hasn't
Oh
broken
my
enough
gosh.
records yet.
You guys
Eli
are
Manning
crazy.
hasn't done anything else.
Yo,
He's been average.
that's insane. So, look, last week, Anderson wasn't here. I guess he was the only safe one, but we played a pretty crazy game with eggs.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, we were trying to think of a winner, but nobody won, honestly. Everybody kind of walked out of there a loser. But this week it's different. We're starting off a game right now, actually, with the whiteboards. Here it is. So I know you
Probably
guys,
don't have
you guys are talking your football. You obviously know your football games, but I'm going to ask you about some smaller games that happened over the weekend. Okay? I want you to write on your whiteboard who won these games. Whoever has the most points at the end of the question takes home that trophy for the week on the table. Okay? So we're going to start with this one, a little bit easier. Virginia Tech versus East Carolina. Write down, and then when you guys are ready, I'll tell you guys to flip them over.
Wait, what are we writing down? I wasn't paying
The
attention.
winner. So you write down the winner of the game. You can write the initials of the team, so either VT or ECU, and tell me who won that game. Virginia Tech or East Carolina?
Is everybody ready?
You guys ready?
No. I cheated. I saw their board, so I gotta go with the opposite.
All right, 3, 2, 1, reveal.
everyone else there.
All right, so we've got 3 VTs. Anderson put down ECU. The winner of the game was Eastern Carolina. So Anderson's got 1 on the board. Everybody else is
You
G-Seg.
almost put VT. That's be like half
Wow.
a point.
All right, game number 2. Game number
I'm just
2.
gonna take this now, if you don't mind.
Navy versus UConn. Who won that game?
I have no
Navy versus UConn.
Why are you doing this to us?
Wants us to-
I thought you guys knew your sports.
Campbell Walker.
All right, 3, 2, 1, reveal. We got 3 UConns, 1 Navy, and the winner is
Don't be Navy.
Zach won that one. Navy got the W.
I thought so. I thought Navy.
Anderson's got 1. Zach has 1. Question number 3: Purdue versus Bowling Green. Who got out with the W in that game?
Oh man, I think I saw that earlier.
You know, you think I would know this because I got a bunch of friends that go to Bowling Green.
Wait,
But their sports are
Anderson,
so
Anderson and
irrelevant.
friends?
That's
Oh,
Grandma
man.
I know that.
Oh man.
No, Horace, I just wait till that camera turns off. I'm coming for you.
All right, here we go. Bowling Green versus Purdue. 3, 2, 1, reveal. We've got 3 Bowling Greens, 1 Purdue. So far, the winner has been the minority, but this time
Green.
the majority wins.
I knew it.
Bowling Green won that one.
I'm a fan of a comeback win, to be honest.
I got 2.
I'm gonna keep my talent.
All right, so Zach's got 2, Matthew's
that
got
racing.
1, and Willie's got 1. Game number 4: University of Virginia versus Boise State.
Oh man, I saw that one. That was terrible.
All right, 3, 2, 1, reveal. We've got 3. All across the board, Boise State. You guys are correct.
That was a blowout. That was terrible.
Yeah, that seemed too easy.
How many more do we got? Because I'm down here.
We have. I'm not gonna tell you. You'll have to see. We got 3 more though. We got 3 more.
Three more.
So the score right now, we've got Matthew, I believe, at 2, Zach at 3,
Anderson
Anderson
at 3.
at 2, and Willie, Willie at
I don't
2.
think so.
Right, Willie at 2. All right, so
I got 2.
here we go. Wake Forest versus Indiana.
Get out of here.
Don't look at my board.
You wrong, bro.
Bro, regardless, we'll all be tied if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you
All
wrong.
right, 3, 2, 1, reveal. We have, let's see, 2 Indianas, or wait.
One's a Wake
Okay,
Forest.
1 Wake Forest. Okay, and I couldn't read that. So there's 3 Indianas, 1 Wake Forest. Indiana won it.
Damn.
Matthew's the odd one out there. So let's see. Willie's got 3. Anderson has 3. Zach has 4.
Willie's got
and,
2.
No. Willie has 3.
Willie has 3.
And Matthew has 2, I believe.
I have 2.
As long as I beat him,
All right, we
I'm
got
gonna
2
be
more.
good.
We got 2 more. Illinois versus Middle Tennessee. Think about this one hard. Don't just go with the biggest name.
Who cares about this game? I'm just kidding. Don't go with the biggest name. Is that a hint?
It's a counter hint.
Neither of them are really good.
I'm saying don't just go with the biggest name. Actually think about who won this game.
Probably Illinois. Probably won.
All right, here we go.
Hold on,
5,
hold on. All right.
4, 3, 2, 1, reveal. We've got 2 Illinois, 2 Middle Tennessee. Illinois won that game.
Damn. It was a trick.
So I think Zach's perfect right now. Are you at 5?
No, he missed one.
No, yeah, I did miss one.
You missed the first one.
But you are at 5.
I thought I was
Yeah,
wrong.
I'm at 4.
You're at 4.
No, I'm at 4. You're at 5.
Okay.
I'm at
okay.
3. He's at
All right,
3.
the final
You got
question.
4.
I'm at
You got
2.
If Zach gets this, he takes home the
No,
trophy.
this should be bonus. Let's
Ain't
make
no
it
bonus.
double jeopardy.
double or nothing.
Double jeopardy. Double jeopardy.
This is worth 2 points, okay?
Still not
Marshall
gonna matter.
versus Kent State. 2-point question right here. Who won that game? Marshall versus Kent State.
I'm gonna take my chances with We Are Marshall.
Hey, that's what I was gonna write.
I don't want to misspell it, so I'm just gonna put
All right, 3, 2, 1, reveal. We are Marshall. Marshall.
I
got
knew
the
that
win.
one. You said I'm gonna take my chance.
Oh
with
wait,
Marshall.
we got one more game actually. My bad, guys.
Yeah, we do. Make it baseball.
We have
James
one more
Madison versus Southern Methodist.
game. Hold on,
2-1.
wait. So I have 7.
You have 7. This is the
I
last
got
point.
6.
1 question. 1 point question. Here we go.
No, I got
Oh,
7.
yeah, yeah.
No, you got 8.
No, I
3.
Have,
That
was
I have
never a
7.
strong suit.
I have 7. You have 6, I think.
I had 5.
I had 4.
Yeah, I had 5.
I'm just saying.
All right, here we
You
go.
have 4.
Ready?
You have 8. I have 7.
Okay.
James Madison versus Southern Methodist. Who won the game? 3, 2,
Um,
1. Reveal.
Oh, he loses.
James Madison won it. So Zach, take that trophy. That's all you,
That
man.
is so crap.
For
He
the
got
rest of the
disqualified.
week.
He was late on an answer.
For the rest of the week, that is all you. I want you. You know the water bottle package, like on your backpack, the little holder.
Yeah,
I want
carry
that in there
it.
all week when I see you.
All right.
So we're gonna close out the show talking about MLB. Give me who you think is gonna give me some. Who is the MVP? Do you think this year? And do you have any predictions for the World Series?
Well,
Let's start with the AL. Start with the AL MVP.
AL.
MVP. Y'all go ahead.
All right, definitely AL MVP. This is a little tougher one. Honestly, I mean, you can't really argue with Mike Trout. I mean, he's leading in slugging, OPS.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'd say you're interrupting me. That's rude.
You said you can't argue with Mike Trout. I can't.
All right, well, I can't wait. All right, I mean, Mike Trout, 23 years old, batting 295, OPS of 978. I mean, that's unreal. He's got 40 home runs in his age 23 season. I mean, that's insane. The Angels are looking to hopefully clinch a second wild card spot here. They're half game up on Houston, so I mean, Mike Trout has led the Angels. I mean, you can't argue with that. He has led the Angels. He's been the most valuable player to the Angels. And if they make the playoffs, I honestly think that Mike Trout deserves the AL MVP.
Disagree, obviously. I got 3 stats for you. Or actually, I got 4. Mm-hmm. Okay. My guy, his team has already clinched the playoff spot. Your guy's still battling. My guy's hitting 300. He has 41 home runs and 123 RBIs.
All right, but let me get this straight.
On
here.
the best team in the AL.
On the best team in the AL. All right, what division are they in?
East.
The East. That's correct. Yeah, I mean, it's Josh Donaldson. If you guys didn't know. All right, the Blue Jays are in a division that is not that good. Boston completely underwhelmed this year.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is awful. Their offense is just pathetic. I mean, I don't even know what to say about Tampa Bay. I mean, the Yankees have personally. I didn't think they're going to be nearly this good. I mean, they've been relevant, but the AL East is not that good. And yes, that the Blue Jays are the best team in the AL. But look who they've played the majority of the year. You know, you play your division the majority of the year, and they play crappy teams.
162 games is a
Yes.
good sample size.
Okay, that is a good sample size if they were playing everybody equally, but they're not. They're playing the AL East. They're playing the
At
AL
least,
East
what,
three
three
times
or
at
four
home,
series?
3 times away. They
Not
play
series.
everybody else in the AL once at home, once away, like one series. All right, that's 3 times as much. That's not a sample size right there in 162 games.
Okay, but you're also talking about a team. You're talking about Blue Jays, right? Well, but we
I'm talking
forgot.
about
We
the Blue
forgot the
Jays.
whole thing. We're talking about individual players.
And that's what I'm saying, 'cause
But
you
since
said
want-
the team was the
but
best.
Since you want to bring up the Blue Jays have the best offense in the majors. Their pitching staff is also better than the Angels.
I'm not talking about the pitching staff for the Angels. I mean, if you want to,
No, but
the
we're talking
Angels
about
pitching
the
staff is
team.
awful, and I'm talking about the team. The Angels pitching staff is awful, and Mike Trout has led the Angels that far.
Five
Just to
team
show
player.
you how. Name me a pitcher on the Angels staff.
Name me a pitcher on the
CJ
Angels
Wilson
staff.
still pitching with them?
No,
No,
CJ
he's
Wilson.
not there
long
anymore.
gone. He's long gone.
Nope.
Jared Weaver,
We got Jared Weaver.
who's not that good.
What's his name?
Andrew Heaney, who is supposed to be good. He's
Andrew
very high
Heaney is
potential,
supposed to
but
be
he's
good.
not that
Yeah,
good.
he has
They
been.
do not have a good pitcher on their staff. Mike Trout has literally led that team.
You have a point. You have a point. You have a point. You have a point. But baseball is a game. He's
Yeah,
led the team.
we're talking about individual awards though. So
Yeah, we are talking about an
Mike
individual
Trout.
award. We haven't forgot that.
We're talking about
When we talk about a team,
Mike
the
Trout.
Jays will go farther
He
than
puts
the
a team
Angels.
on his
The
back.
Jays,
Trout.
that doesn't change the fact that the Jays are the best team in the AL, though. That
I thought we were
doesn't change
doing-
the
I
fact.
thought we were
We're
doing
not talking-
MVP
though.
We're not talking about basketball where one guy on the court can, carry a whole team. Baseball, he can get one run by himself.
Okay, but that's the thing. That just shows you how good he is. Like baseball, it's very hard to carry a team, and Mike Trout has carried that team.
I guarantee you, Josh Donaldson's wins above replacement is higher than Mike Trout's.
I wish I
wish
told
we
myself
had
when
that
I was
stat.
putting my stats
I
on my
wish-
sheet
I
for
wish we had
references.
that stat.
I told myself, Andy, you need to put WAR on your sheet. You need to put WAR. And I was just like, no. I don't need to do this. I was getting lazy. I shouldn't have got lazy, but I definitely, it'll be close. It'll definitely be close. But you take Josh Donaldson off the Blue Jays, and it's not going to have that big of an impact
it's
if you
Mike
take
Trout.
Mike Trout
Yeah.
off,
Okay, that's a good
off the
point.
Angels.
That's a good point.
And what does that mean? That means
Mike
he's
Trout
more.
is doing-
That's more
yeah,
valuable.
More valuable, exactly. I have to agree. Mike Trout as well. MVP. Yeah.
Look, 300, batting 300, 41 home runs, 123 RBIs, and has the best team in the AL.
OPS.
Can you argue with that? Can you argue with that?
Yes, you,
But-
yes, you
but
can
then
argue with
again-
that.
Okay,
Hold on,
hold on.
wait.
Since we want to talk about MVPs and them meaning like a certain amount to their team, Anthony Davis and James Harden, did they not mean more to their teams than Steph Curry meant
James
to
Harden
the
should have won.
Warriors?
I think James Harden
Did they
should have
not
won
mean more
MVP
to their
last year.
teams?
No, I don't think
Steph
James
Curry
Harden.
to
I
the
think
Warriors?
James Harden.
Dwight Howard went down,
You
Terrence
take
Jones
Anthony,
went down.
you take Anthony
Patrick
Davis
Beverly.
off of the Pelicans.
Come on
What
now.
are they?
Where are they?
They're in the lottery.
Still not
They're
in the
top
playoffs.
five. They made the playoffs.
They made the
They
playoffs.
won't.
They were the 8 seed.
They're the 8 seed. Yeah, I know.
They
But I'm
seed.
saying they're still not in the playoffs. Like, okay, all right, yeah. all
One
right.
thing about the Pelicans, they haven't stayed healthy.
But
Yeah,
you take,
the health
you take
injuries.
Anthony Davis off of that team, and what are they?
They're still good.
They're
If they're healthy,
one of
they're
the
still
worst teams.
good.
They're one of the worst teams in the league.
Drew Holiday, Tyreek Evans.
Tyreek-
If they stay
Come on
healthy.
now.
Now,
If they're healthy,
it kills me
Not
to
when
say
those
this.
guys are your
They
best
can compete.
players.
It kills me to say this, but he is right. He is right. But the Pelicans, you take Anthony Davis off that team. I mean, they're not going to be in the playoffs. They're not going to be the 8 seed.
When you have to rely on Drew Holiday, Eric Gordon, and Tyreek Evans, you're not winning that many
But
games.
you take listen to this.
You're not winning that many games.
Steph
They can't stay
Curry-
on the court.
Klay Thompson is a good player. Don't get me wrong, great player. But you take Steph Curry off that team. Klay Thompson is not nearly as good as a player because Steph Curry opens shots for Klay Thompson. Defenses need to focus on Steph Curry first and then Klay Thompson.
What about James Harden?
James Harden.
So you don't think Josh Donaldson makes it easier for guys ahead of him like Troy Tulowitzki and Ben Revere?
I'm
You don't
saying-
you can't pitch around those guys
I'm
because you
saying
got
the
to face
exact. I'm
Josh.
saying I'm using that point and I'm using that example. They got Edwin Encarnacion. They got Jose Batista. That's protecting Josh Donaldson.
Yeah.
They cannot walk Josh Donaldson, although he does lead the league in walks. They cannot walk. That don't mean crap. They cannot walk Josh Donaldson purposely and get away with it, escape free because they got Jose Batista coming up.
Bautista
They
can
got
take a beat.
Edwin Encarnacion
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
up. Don't look at my stats. You put out your own stats.
Mike Trout is hitting 295.
I
Josh
don't care
Donaldson
what
is
his
hitting
batting average.
300.
His OPS.
Mike
on
Trout
base
has 40
plus
home
run.
runs.
Have you not seen
Josh
Moneyball?
Donaldson has 41
Billy
home runs.
Bean would snipe you.
How much?
Okay?
How much?
Can we
how
get
much?
to the
How
other
many
awards?
RBIs?
Let's get to that word.
Can we get to the other awards, please?
All right, let's go.
We got to go NL.
NL, let's do NL MVP, and then let's just do, to make it a little quicker, total Cy Young, and then total Rookie of the Year.
All right, that'll work. That'll work.
NL MVP, what do you guys think?
I like Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper?
I disagree. And Jake Arrieta.
I disagree too. Jake Arrieta, great guy. I mean, I'm gonna disagree with you one even further. Clayton Kershaw. I mean, Zach Greinke has had the better ERA, but ERA isn't that good of a stat anymore. I mean,
Good point.
statisticians have realized this. You take Clayton Kershaw off that staff, and it's not nearly. I mean, still a good staff. Don't get me wrong, still a good staff, but it's not nearly as good as the staff as what it is. I mean, you do take Bryce Harper out of
Washington.
I was gonna say Nationals. I was gonna say Washington. The Nationals lineup, and they're not nearly as good. I mean, regardless, they're not gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah.
No matter
But
what.
they're a lot worse.
But they're going to be a lot worse. Bryce Harper has had a great year, but the Dodgers are in the playoffs, so that's why I'm giving it to Clayton Kershaw. Bryce Harper has had the best year, but Dodgers in the playoffs. I feel like the most valuable player should go to a team that's on the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with you. I got Kershaw as NL MVP.
Yeah. NL Cy Young. We'll do NL Cy Young and then MLB Cy Young.
MLB Cy Young?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that complicates it. See, I had Zach Greinke in the L.
All right.
I mean, Zach Greinke has to get an award. He has to.
He has to get something.
He doesn't have to.
He's 18-3. He's 18-3.
I've been watching baseball a very long
Hitters,
time.
hitters,
19 and a half years.
batters are hitting 188 on him.
All right.
So when they come up to the plate, they have a 19%
Who would you
chance
rather
of getting
face as a
hit.
batter, Zach Greinke or Clayton Kershaw?
Well, in the playoffs,
No. That's not what I said.
Or regular
In
season.
general, who would you rather face? I can't talk. I'm mixing words. Who would you rather face?
And this season?
No. Who would you rather face?
Okay.
Greinke.
You're right.
I
would rather face
don't
Greinke.
want to face
You
Kershaw.
rather
That
you rather
curveball's
face
nasty.
Zach Greinke.
All right. Yes. Now, I mean, if you take out ERA, all right, fielding independent pitching is all about your pitching stats regardless of fielding. Clayton Kershaw's is 60 points lower than Zach Greinke's. That's all I'm saying. All right, rookie of the year to sum it up, to finish it up here.
I think it's obvious. Chris Bryant.
Yeah, Chris Bryant.
There should be no arguments on this panel.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's definitely going to be
Chris
arguments
Bryant.
on this panel.
If you say Carlos Correa,
I
I'm
will
walking
end
off
this
the
show
set.
here. I
I'm
know
walking
we
off
got.
the
I know we
set.
got to wrap things up here, but I'm going to end this show on a high note here. I might slap you. I'm just kidding. All right, but Francisco Lindor. I mean, Francisco Lindor. He's batting 319.
You're a
He's got
Cleveland.
11
No.
Yes, okay, yes, I'm.
That's
a
the Cleveland fan coming out of you.
Yes,
That is the Cleveland fan coming out of you.
You look at stats. Francisco Lindor is the best defensive rookie. He is one of
Defensive
the-
rookie. That's it.
You didn't even let me finish my point.
Okay, go
You're
ahead,
about
go
to
ahead.
get slapped.
Go ahead,
Ain't
go ahead.
nothing joking
Finish,
about it.
finish.
Francisco Lindor is batting 319. Chris Bryant is not batting 319. Chris Bryant has 20 home runs. Francisco Lindor has 11 home runs.
Chris Bryant has 26 home runs.
26 home runs. Sorry, I read an article that was like
And
2
he,
weeks
and
old.
he, and
All right,
he has
anywho,
99 RBIs.
that is 15 home runs less, and Francisco Lindor has played in like 70 games less than Chris Bryant.
Okay,
Chris
so
Bryant,
why should he win the award if he played less than 7
Exactly.
games?
because he's having a better per game than Francisco or than
Not
Chris
to
Bryant.
mention, Chris Bryant is helping the Cubs in the playoff push.
yeah.
This is not MVP. I don't care how the team's doing. This is rookie of the year. This is the best rookie. And Francisco
When
Lindor.
we talk about an
wins
award,
that
we
hit
gotta
down.
factor- we gotta factor
Francisco
in- we
have to
Lindor has
factor
the
in
better
team
defense.
success.
and
Would you agree that the Cubs they got in their
I don't care
stride?
about team
They
success
got in
on
their
rookie
stride
of the
when
year.
they called up Chris Bryant. Would
Huh?
you agree?
What?
They really got in their stride when they called up Chris Bryant.
Yeah, definitely. They
Exactly.
definitely did. But that goes along with Kyle Schwarber. That goes along with Addison Russell. That's not just Chris Bryant.
No, not
Francisco
really Addison
Lindor.
Russell.
You look at the Indians when they called up Francisco Lindor.
All right, we got a buzzer beater. 10, 9, 8,
Andy for the win.
7. Oh, I think you guys were going to throw in your last points, but that's it. That
I
is
don't,
all.
My points are solid.
That is all we
Chris
have.
Bryant.
That is all we have for this week.
Josh Norman.
Again, this weekend, Clemson Notre Dame, biggest game of the season. Also, we have a new sports show coming on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m., so definitely tune into that. That's all we got for this week. Thank you so much for tuning into the Extra Point.